Danny, how you doing, man?
Chocolates.
There is that.
Yeah.
I have to say, as much as that was a bizarre thing, I after watching that episode, I did then go and eat some Turkish delight. So I did feel strangely, not because of that episode, but because I wanted something sweet and I had Turkish delight in the cupboard. So I think perhaps there is something more to that than that I would have first given it credit for.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm coming to you live today. You won't be able to see this, Danny, but I'm coming to you live from the jungle. There are leaves and green things around me. Normally I use just some sort of bedsheet to divide this room in half so that I am not showing you all of my innermost secrets that live in this office with me.
Mm-hmm.
Before now I've used a white bedsheet, which has meant that you can't see shit all of my face.
Yeah.
So now I'm using this green one. It seems to work a bit better.
Fantastic.
So that's nice.
Yeah, this is
Congratulations, viewers. You're not blinded.
This is our new format. We're no longer doing the cheeky not showing our faces and sticking the middle finger up at you behind the camera.
Yeah.
You know, you actually get to see us do it now.
Yeah. All we get now, the only middle finger sticking we get to do is at each other after we've finished the recording.
Absolutely. Well, I do it during, so.
Nah, well, that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, exactly.
So what series of Doctor Who are we talking about today, Daniel?
Well, we're talking about Doctor Who Series 13, otherwise subheaded as Doctor Who Flux, which is I'm going to say it's a new way of doing the show. It's a nice new sort of formula, and flux is a good word. You know, it is a lot of connotations about disease and impending doom and things like that. So it's a nice. I think
they did quite well to pick out the word flux from a world that was like, it would have been very easy to pick out some word about quantum or multiverse or with knowledge of what happened in the series.
Plague.
Especially considering all the multiverse stuff going on with the MCU and everything at the minute, it would have been very easy to pick out a word like multiverse or dimensional rip or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or an ood answering to Tectoon. Oh, that's weird.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could have happened. Who knows? So have we got an opening statement for this series, Dan?
Whoa, Lewis.
Oh, we're not allowed.
No, we need to do the credits first of all.
Oh, of course we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris Chibnall did it.
That's like we're at a crime scene and you're like looking at a body. You're just like, yeah, Chris Chibnall did that.
Yeah, I mean he did. I'm holding him entirely responsible for this one, and we obviously have Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill, John Bishop, who's a new addition to the TARDIS team, Kevin R. McNally, Robert Bathurst, Barbara Flynn, Craig Parkinson, Thadia Graham, Rashenda Sandall. Apparently Chris Chibnall is in it as well.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I didn't even notice. Was he?
Yeah, but no, I think
right.
It's saying writer underneath his name, so I'm assuming that the cast and the crew have been somewhat intertwined on this Rotten Tomatoes
before we get into the
website.
Before we get too into the whys and wherefores, in terms of the acting, I think it was all really good, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked Mandip Gill. She's always brilliant, and she was really brilliant in this series as well. John Bishop, not as bad as I was expecting. He surprisingly, he plays the role of just some bloke quite well, which it's not a difficult role, but he's just some bloke. It's quite good in a funny way. Who else was there? There was what's his face that played the professor, whose name I've immediately forgotten.
Kevin R. McNally.
Yes, and the professor's name is
Jericho.
That's it. Eustachius Jericho. Oh, I thought he was quite a good character and well performed. There was, of course, the fantastic Senor Crystal Face and his sister Blueface.
Swarm and Azure.
Yeah, which are atrocious names. Because Azure just means blue, so it's just like not good at all.
Swarm and blue.
Swarm. At no point does he enable. Nothing about him speaks the word swarm to me. If he transformed into a horde of bees or wasps or something, or a la Dracula did it into a swarm of bats, then I'd go, yeah, all right, maybe. But no, it was just a bloke.
No, it was just a bloke with some
just
face
a bloke
paint.
with a crystal face for some reason. But anyway, Have we managed to nail down all of those performances in the space of 30 seconds?
We have, and it is now
Fantastic.
time for opening statements, as you say.
It is indeed. Who's going first? Are you going first?
You go first. I'll let you.
Okay.
There you go.
I actually liked it. I thought it was fucked in the best way possible. The first few episodes, you saw insane, ridiculous things happening, and you went, all right then, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it did get more confusing and complex and difficult to follow, but I enjoyed being along for the ride, even if I didn't really know what was going on for bits and bobs of it. Have you got an opening statement?
Yeah, I hated it. I thought it was I thought it was an incredibly rushed, needlessly overcomplicated and oversaturated garbage shoot. That had some nice moments. There was some interesting stuff going on. It had potential, but it just left me with so many questions unanswered, and it was just kind of a big disappointment, to be honest.
I do understand, and to some extent I do agree. After the final episode, I think I watched it the day after or the day after that or something. After I watched the final episode, Chloe was sat on the sofa with me, and I just looked at them and I was just like, what the fuck was that? I have so many unanswered questions. I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
And I remember actually asking questions of Chloe, and she was like, I've only watched about 2 or 3 of these episodes. I've got no idea. But things like, so what was the Snake Man's actual plan? What was his end game? Where did he start? Where did he come from? Is he made of snakes, or can he manifest snakes? And then I went on Twitter, naturally, as one does, and Doctor Who Flux was trending, and I looked through the hashtags, and I saw somebody that clearly had the same opinion as me and you, as you and I even, or as the two of us, that said something along the lines of, what the fuck was going on? There was so much going on. Could you not have just taken 5 seconds and just taken out one subplot and made it clearer?
Yeah, exactly.
And they listed in reply to their own tweet quite a few different questions they had about the series. And somebody, like a Doctor Who super fan, I presume, I think they might have even had like a Doctor Who profile picture, I don't 100% remember, replied to them and answered all of their questions. And as I was reading all these replies, it sort of came to me a bit, and I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. Oh yeah, no, that did happen. Because one of the things that I really confused me was, what was Snake Man's endgame? What did he want? The Grand Snurpant. What did he want? So I looked through these replies, and it was so he wanted to install himself as a advisor with whatever occupying force invaded Earth, and thereby eventually liberate Earth and become Emperor of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I look back, I can see all of those things were there in the show, but they weren't connected well enough for me to pick it up just by watching it. I had to have it explained to me.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were there is good. The fact that I didn't actually get them is bad. I think they could have done with going through. I presume a big series like this, it's all planned out right to the smallest detail before they even start writing scripts. I feel like they could have done with taking out some of the subplots.
Yep.
We didn't need all the stuff with the planet Time and
No.
Swarm and Azure. That turned out to be nothing.
Yeah.
There's a guy that maybe is the god of time,
Yes.
and also he lives inside a planet, but he's imprisoned. Yeah.
Yeah, so time isn't just a construct made up by individuals in the universe. Time is an actual person and also a planet. So the person, that's like naming a world you find Daniel. It's so shit. And time is eternally at war with space. Not sure how that works.
That's the kind of thing where, if they'd have explained it as, oh, there's an old fairy tale that I used to be told when I was a kid, time and space were always at war and X, Y, Z, and I could go, oh, okay, it's just a silly little bedtime story that they're using to frame the appearance of this person. Like, if somebody turned up on Earth with red skin and horns and cloven hooves, you'd go, remember that bloke from the Bible, the devil? Maybe it's him.
Yeah.
If they'd have framed it like that, maybe I could get on board, but
yeah,
they very much didn't. They said it as though it was a commonly known fact, and it's like, oh, okay, well, that's a bit funny.
Yeah. Oh shit, what was I gonna say?
I've completely stamped all over your point there, haven't
Yeah,
I?
you just spat
There was a
all
bloke
over
called
it.
Time,
Bloke called
and he found a
Time.
planet. Yep.
He fought another bloke called Space, and
They had a punch on in a McDonald's car park.
yeah,
Yep.
and Division beat Time on behalf of Space, and somehow that alludes to how the Time Lords can control time in the same way. So I mean, I'm really at a loss for words as to I just want to talk about the Division's motivations for what they did. Made no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Also, just very quickly, Division, terrible name.
Yeah.
I have been referring to them offhand as the Time Lord FBI because that's the only way I can figure out what they are.
I think
but
the
Division
CIA
is atrocious
is
name.
better.
Yeah. In my mind, those two organisations are interchangeable. I know they're not actually interchangeable, but in my mind, they are.
Yes, fair enough. The CIA is more interfering with other people's economies and countries than the FBI are. And there is literally a Time Lord agency called the Central... the acronym comes out as CIA. It's literally ridiculous.
Central I'm Lord Association.
Yeah, something like that. It's something stupid like that. But so the Division released the Flux because they were scared of the Doctor, and this is where Tech Taeun interrupts him. He says, "Not scared, wary." It's right. Okay, so you're going to destroy the
not
whole...
much of a difference there, Tech Taeun.
Yeah, you're going to destroy the whole universe because you're wary of someone. Okay. But notwithstanding that, you're so wary of this person that the next universe that you plan to hop into, you invite that person that you're so scared of to come with you.
Yeah. That's a good point that I didn't even think of. Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's not even funny. So yeah, that was them. Who else had a plot? The Sontarans were in it.
I liked the Sontarans.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
They were ugly. They rode horses. It was a bit insane and ridiculous. I thought it's insane and ridiculous in the way that, like you and I have discussed before, that Doctor Who is at its best when it's a bit campy. Mm-hmm. And I think that was something that I did get from the Sontarans when it was like, and I wanted to ride a horse. Like, that's just a funny, stupid thing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, this Sontaran guy is just some bloke. You can ride a horse if he wants to. Who gives a shit?
Absolutely.
It's I quite liked that. I thought that was quite silly. I really liked that whole episode with Mary Seacole. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah, that was quite good.
I thought that because I watched. Was that the first or the second episode?
Don't think it was the first. No, the first was the Halloween one, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Because I watched that the second episode then with Mary Seacole, and I thought that was really good. That was really. I watched the first one and I thought, stuff's happening. Yeah. John. I was going to say John Lewis. That's not his name. Yeah. It's the Scouse comedian. What's his pissing name?
John Bishop.
John Bishop. John Bishop's house got shrunk. There's a dog man. It's all a bit weird, but who cares?
Yeah.
And then, I watched the second episode and I thought that was really good. Yeah. I enjoyed that. The Sontarans are like doing a time invasion. That's something interesting that we have not seen before. I like it.
Yeah.
I suppose we have sort of seen it before with the monks.
Yeah, true. That is true.
They kind of did it wasn't a time invasion so much, but it was like a fake history invasion.
Yeah,
wasn't it? It was like
a
fake news invasion.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Fake news. Really, really good parallels there.
Good satire from Doctor Who, as always.
Yeah. What was the thing? It's a tiny nitpick. The Sontarans were defeated in War of the Sontarans by crashing a ship into their fleet yard.
Yes.
And then the Doctor somehow planned that they'd put their shields up after trying to crash into their ship. And that was like part of her plan all along. She's like, people don't want to be crashed into. They're going to take precautions. When a couple of episodes ago, their entire fleet was destroyed by not putting their fucking shields up.
To be fair, I think it's a pretty sound reasoning that they want to put their shields up.
Of course,
because
it makes sense. It completely makes it, but not when their entire fleet is destroyed a couple of episodes before by literally doing the exact same thing. It's if maybe if she said, "Oh, they've clearly learned from their mistakes" or something like that, that would make a bit more sense. But she's saying that as if that was a given always, and that's what just people do, apart from when it's, you know, your whole fleet rather than one command post, you know.
Something that I thought was a bit odd was the Lupari fleet. They had enough ships to perfectly encapsulate the Earth.
Yeah.
Plus one.
Yeah.
They had just one spare, which seems a bit foolhardy. If you've got billions and billions of ships, you'd have more than one spare, surely?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, and the Sontarans wiped them off screen, which was just completely out of left field.
Yeah, we've killed all of the Lupari. Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
right. What's the guy's name again? The big
Carvanista.
Carvanista, yeah.
I quite liked him.
Yeah, he was good. But the problem was that he wasn't really allowed to really get a good sort of resignation from what the Sontarans did. It was Jericho that got the big speech at the end saying, "I have lived more than 3 decades, and I've been with you in 3 hours, when I've known you for a couple of hours, and I've spent decades with Dan and Yaz." So surely that would make more sense for it to come to them rather than the Doctor, who he's known for about 2 minutes. And Carvanista doesn't get a big sort of, you know, "You destroyed my people, and this is for all those families and stuff." You know, like you could have done something like that. And Dan sort of shows up and basically takes the piss out of him after his entire race has been destroyed. But, which would be fine, but Dan somehow is aware of the fact that the Lupari are all dead, because like, in a couple of scenes later it's like, yeah, the Sontarans wiped out his whole species, but look, before that he's like, "Oh mate, don't be so nasty, you won't get a biscuit," you know, alluding to the fact that he looks like a dog. So it's like, you know, just some emotional tension was missing. I know what you mean. In favour of rubbish jokes, you know.
Yeah. What else have I got? The chocolate. That was a bit shit, wasn't it?
I liked that scene.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was quite humorous. But if I could swap that out for like actual good storytelling with, you know, cause and effect, then I would absolutely get rid of it. I thought it was quite funny though.
And do we like the fact that at the end of the day, the thing that saved the day was genocide? That's not great, is it?
No, it's. I mean, Doctor Who has made a sort of habit of saying, yeah, genocide's a bad thing. Probably avoid it.
Understandably, yeah.
I mean, Journey's End had it like sort of both ways, because there is no way, like, really, that you can stop an entire Dalek fleet without killing them all. But they thought, right, okay, well, we've got 2 Doctors here, so we'll just get the new one to do it, so that absolves our one, you know.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it sort of works, which is fine. But I do like the way it ends. It's just really weird. It's like huge swathes of the universe has been destroyed.
Utterly destroyed,
and
everything is in ruins.
Yeah, they're about to go their separate ways, and they're about to just go off and do some more adventuring. It's like, are we not gonna... Have things not changed significantly?
Are we just going to adventure through the desolation of the universe, through the fact that everything has been utterly destroyed?
Yeah, exactly. You're allowed
it's not quite so great.
You're allowed to sort of not... you're allowed to react to things happening to you. It doesn't have to go back to a status quo that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And it doesn't... There's no explanation as to what the Flux actually did. So what?
No, there isn't.
The Earth is normal now, and everything's back to normal. I mean, it's like, oh, come on. I'm just disappointed, because this was Chibnall's chance to shine.
To get it right, yeah.
Because he has proven that he is good at serialized drama. He did it with Broadchurch, which is his most popular popular thing that no one really ever sort of has a go at him for, because it was genuinely just a good series. So I think he really played to his strengths here and said, right, well, I can't, maybe episodically it just doesn't, it's not my forte, so let's do it like an actual series. But fucking hell, man, like, just so much makes no sense, and so many things just weren't resolved in any way.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's I wasn't really sure who the psychic lady was, if I'm being entirely honest with you. Because the doctor met her and was like, "Oh my god, it's you!" And there was recognition, and I was like, "Who? Who's this lady? I don't know her." And there was that bit with Jericho in the basement when he had her strapped into the machine and and said, "What's your date of birth?" And she sort of slipped up and said, "Oh, 1985 or whatever." And he went, "What?" That was a bit some big terrifying thing.
Yeah.
The implication being she was from the future. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So she's been weeping angeled back into the past, and then the doctor recognised her, and I was like, "Oh, I don't recognize her."
Yeah.
What? Do you know who she was? Was she in the first episode?
I'm not entirely sure who you're talking about.
When they, because the Sontarans plugged Jericho and a lady into the psychic matrix thing to get the coordinates for the second event of the Flux.
Yeah.
Who was the lady? That's the lady I'm talking about.
The lady with sort of shortish hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was she in the
Oh, I don't know.
first episode? I mean, I can't actually remember, to be honest. That's the terrible thing.
It's going well, guys.
It is going well, but no, I can't help you out in that one, Lewis.
Honestly, Dan, you've got one job.
Well, you can't remember either, so shut it. Yeah. So the Weeping Angels were sort of just hired out by the division to carry out their, the
which
division,
is a bit insane. Isn't it?
They don't do it themselves. They hire out jobs to the fucking Weeping Angels, who if they look at each other are just completely and utterly stopped.
Fucked. And yeah, they turned the Doctor into a Weeping Angel for a bit.
Yeah, that was weird.
Also, this is a bit specific, but I didn't like how often Dan was expected to sort of explain things to people. There was that bit in Village of the Angels when he said, "No, if you walk in front of the angel so we can't see it, then it'll move and get you." It's like, okay, but Dan, you've known these existed for about 12 hours.
Yeah, he's new.
Great, yeah.
He should be getting talked to, not talking to
It's a bit of a nitpick, but it's something that did just grate on me, just a little bit, that annoyed me.
Yeah.
Also, something that wasn't really explained, now that I look back. The TARDIS went wrong. It was like oozing goo and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was, the door was in the floor for a bit. What was that all about?
Fuck knows. Wait a minute.
I'm literally on the Wikipedia page for the show at the minute. A Weeping Angel sends Claire, that's who I'm talking about, to 1965. Before leaving Liverpool, the Doctor and Yaz meet Claire, a woman from their future. Oh, okay, I sort of remember it. Sort of, kind of, maybe. There was, "You don't know me yet, but you will do soon," and, okay, right, yeah. And so, okay, that makes slightly more sense then.
I think it might be like hinting something. Because there's the trailer for Eve of the Daleks, where like the TARDIS is like sort of deteriorating, and I think it might be hinting to the ending of Jodie Whittaker's tenure.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, that
Doctor.
sort of makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do we think about the sneak peek that we had for, what was it, Evolution of the Daleks? Was that what you called it?
Eve of the
Daleks. We've had so many of the Daleks that
why can't it just be a normal name? Because it really spoils them being in it, I guess, which is fine, because you're gonna, sometimes they want you to know that the Daleks are in it, but I prefer it to be like, you go in with nothing and you have to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Get there,
and was it the Executioner Dalek, where his gun is like a Gatling gun, like it goes and it spins around?
I don't know if it's the Executioner Dalek. I think that's mainly in the Time Lord Victorious sort of thing.
Okay.
The audio and stuff. That's more like Big Finish and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they're keeping the claws, the death Squad Dalek claws.
Mm.
And which I like. I like when Daleks have claws rather than just suckers. I like to see different appendages on the Daleks because it's it's a bit, it makes it a bit more interesting. So it's Groundhog Day with the Daleks, I guess.
Yes, with Aisling B and another guy. I've got the trailer on YouTube now.
Hyanik,
Elf
I think
Storage.
his name is.
Say that again?
Hyanik, his character's name is, I think.
Cool.
But yeah, that could be interesting.
It could be. I don't mind a good Groundhog Day type situation, but it is a bit weird. Why would Daleks be in a... Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll all be explained with time.
I'm sure with time, with the big guy, with the guy on the planet. He's like, hello, are you confused?
Please allow me to sit down. I will explain everything like it's a Silmarillion, but with Doctor Who instead.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just sort of left deflated, to be honest, with Doctor Who at the moment. I'm really just sort of waiting for Russell T Davies to show his lovely little face again.
I hope he does something good with it. I don't know what he'll do, but I hope it's something good, whatever it might be.
Yeah, no disrespect to Chris Chibnall at all. I mean, I'm saying this as
no disrespect to Chris Chibnall, he says, after however many years we've had of bashing him for the episodes of Doctor Who he's made.
I mean, I couldn't. People that critique Doctor Who couldn't write Doctor Who. I couldn't write Doctor Who. There's just no way that I could do that. It must be an incredibly hard job to try and please everyone and to try and come up with these impossible episodes and storylines. So it's hard going, but I don't know. I'm just wanting Doctor Who to knock me off my feet again. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I want it to blow me away a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will it? Do we think it's capable of it? What do we think would blow us off our feet?
I want to see some experimentation. I want to see some different, like, just not having the universe ending being the series arc every single time. How many times has the universe fucking nearly ended at the end of Doctor Who? Let's count them. Okay.
That does annoy me. Oh God.
Series 1, the universe wasn't going to end, but there was a threat.
I don't remember what happened in Series 1.
There was a threat of Daleks.
That was it, yeah.
And they could go out and kill people, okay? Series 2 was just the Earth and the Void and the Cybermen and the Daleks fighting each other, but it was more Daleks, obviously, because Russell T Davies loves the Daleks over the Cybermen. Series 3, the Master was going to conquer the universe. Series 4, it was literally the end of the fucking universe. The Series 4 specials, it was the end of time. So, I mean, not much, you can't get much bigger than that.
No, very end of that bloke, time. I'm going to take him out the pack.
Yeah, he was raging during those specials. He was, oh, fuck off.
Am I getting fired? Oh my God. You're paying me a full day's wage for coming in.
Yeah. What else? Series 5, it was the Big Bang thing with the TARDIS destroying every moment simultaneously.
Yeah.
Series 6, it was time disintegrating again because the Doctor's fixed point in time death was altered. Oh, don't even
and that would would destroy the entire universe because there'd be the explosion. Yeah.
Done.
And then Series 7?
Series 7 was
The Impossible Girl.
The Impossible Girl. Yeah.
And Clara chucked herself into the Doctor's timeline.
And the and the time
because
war would
why did she do that again?
Oh yeah, because the Great Intelligence was trying to kill the Doctor or something and undo every victory that he'd ever done. So again, it's basically the end of the universe.
Okay, yeah.
And then the Christmas special was also the end of time when the Time Lords would come back and the Time War would begin again. Series 8, the Master hijacks an army of Cybermen.
Yes. I am an idiot. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are, Stephen. And Series 9, the Hybrid.
What colour is it?
Yeah, was that the end of the universe? Well, they did go to the end of the universe.
They did. And Maisie Williams was just sitting in a chair, like,
yeah,
hey,
she's like, oh, I'm still alive, which is weird. I'm surprised that more people haven't been susceptible to that technology, because it's just seemed to be pulled out of that fucking machine's head and just be like, yeah, here we go. I've got a chip that keeps you alive forever. There you go. Series 10.
That's something I liked about the Captain Jack immortality.
Yeah.
It was like, you can't be killed, but you will still age, and you'll still... That was quite good. But the Maisie Smith immortality was a bit...
she just doesn't age.
Maisie Williams. Yeah, it just doesn't age, forgets things. It's just a bit of a weird brand of immortality.
Exactly.
After the hybrid, it was Peter Capaldi's last season with the fluffy hair. I've got to get Clara back. And he went to Gallifrey and got her in a time envelope.
That was Series 9.
Oh, okay.
Series 10.
Have we done that one?
Yeah, Series 10 was Bill. And,
yes.
It was
the long ship that was on one end of it was at a black hole and one end of it wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't the end of the universe, I guess.
No.
So I'll give that credit. Series 11 was, oh my god, the fucking Tim Shaw Tooth Fairy cunt. Series 12 was the ascension of the Cybermen and the master created cyber time lords.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Which has not been addressed once in this series.
And the Timeless Child.
Oh, the Timeless Child. Yeah, love that. So, but then, what happened to all the Time Lord Cybermen? I don't remember. Because these Cybermen in this series are spiky.
Yeah. Oh, that was...
I presumed that was a Sacha Dhawan design choice. Well, the master design choice. I mean, no, it was a cyber choice.
Yeah, that was a cyber choice.
We think the spikes will be optimal for killing... Do you know?
Yeah. I do like how the Sontarans betrayed the Daleks and the Cybermen.
It's a very Sontaran move, isn't it? It's a war advantage.
And the Daleks and the Cybermen didn't upstage the Sontarans, as they can often do.
I also liked that brief offhand thing, but not the Rootans. You are filth and deserve to be eliminated. And it's just a tiny little joke that's like an offhand reference to some decades-old lore about the Sontarans.
Yeah, exactly.
But I quite liked it as well. It was just a nice little touch to throw in there.
Yeah. And, that's it.
So yeah, it's been the end of the universe more often than it hasn't been.
Yeah.
But the difficulty with the end of the universe is you can't go beyond that. It's like that episode.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, did you fall or did he push you? I didn't quite see. But what am I saying now? Yeah, because when the robot man is interrogating Clara, and he opens with "I'll kill you," and she says, "Okay, but you do see that if you kill me, you won't get the information." And it's like, well, there's no further way to go beyond that sort of thing.
Like you never start with your final sanction because you just have nowhere to go but backwards.
So, what's beyond the end of the universe? The end of the multiverse, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want big stakes end of all the world thing anymore. I want smaller stakes stories that maybe are about something and have good characters.
What I would like is a difficult moral choice.
Yeah.
I would like just like it's an asteroid base, and I can either essentially a trolley problem, but played out differently and more entertaining. I'd like something like that where it's a asteroid, and will it fly into a sun and kill the people on it, or will it smash into a planet and kill the people on the planet and the people on the asteroid? Exactly. I'd like a complex, difficult moral choice where it's difficult and we have to think about it. I'm aware it's a kids' show, so it might be a bit of a tricky one to pull that off. But I'd like something that's difficult,
Not like Fallout 3, where either you blow
you
up...
again.
Yeah, where either you blow up a town or you don't, and that's like the moral choice. And you're not even forced to or anything. It's like you could just not, and things will be fine. Or you could because you're an arsehole, and why not? So it's
there's always that choice.
Yeah, it's not a complicated moral choice at all. Look, the Fires of Pompeii, that was a good one.
It was a good one, yeah.
20,000 people of the world, it's like, it's really, that's. And things happened, and like the Doctor like changed his mind, and he was actually questioned about that. And it's like you need to save someone. You can't just leave everyone to die. You know, it's like it's interesting.
No, you're right, and I think that brings me to. I know we're sort of getting close to the end of things now, but one thing I do want to say that I did really like about this episode is I liked that for years and years Doctor Who has always had supporting characters that I haven't given a shit about. Yeah. There's always been one-off episodes, or even two-parter, three-parter episodes have had, it's some obscure general in some alien war on some alien planet, and I've always gone, alright, so what? I've never really stopped long enough to actually give a shit about them.
Yeah.
I liked that with this series, it stopped long enough to make me emotionally invested in Professor Jericho and in I have completely forgotten her name. The lady that was Linda's partner and she was pregnant. I've forgotten her name.
Oh no! I don't remember her name either, but
the point I'm trying to make is I'm slightly more invested in these characters than I otherwise would have been because I've known them for several episodes rather than just 20 minutes. So that was
definitely.
It's certainly a step in the right direction. I hope that is something that continues, which I think if it were a complicated moral choice spread through a season, then you would have that. You'd have, such and such person in the town, they do some good things, some bad things. It's a complicated moral choice to help them. And I think that'd be good.
Definitely. But I think I'm out of notes now.
I think I'm also out of notes, controversially.
Do you have a closing statement, bud?
I do. Some good things, some bad things. I would like to keep the good things and get rid of the bad things.
Good
but I suppose it's all in Russell T Davies's hands now. So let's see what we can possibly do. Here's hoping we can do something good.
Absolutely. Well, Chibbers, you've got just some specials left, and then your time as showrunner is over. So let's go out with a bang, stick the landing, and give us some really good specials to be looked back on, if you can manage that.
Come on, Chibbers. We believe in you,
I do believe in you. I do. Mm-hmm. Only because we're so close to you leaving. But... Sorry.
Suddenly the enormity of his choices are like weighing down on him.
Yeah. What have I done? But yeah. So that is Doctor Who Flux.
It is Doctor Who Flux.
We're going to carry on this format instead of doing individual episodes, which we like doing. It's nice to talk about an individual episode, but we are, leave that to the Council of Geeks, Mr. TARDIS, and other great Doctor Who reviewers. We're big picture kind of guys, we like to talk about the big shit that you really don't have to put an awful lot of effort in to know about, So that's
yeah, we like to do some low effort podcasting. That's what we like to do.
You've got it. So that's
minimum podcast impact. That's what I like to bring to these episodes.
Yeah, that's the new organisation after the division has been disbanded. What did you say it was? Miniature. Miniature podcast.
Minimum podcast effort or minimum podcast engagement or something like that. Impact. That's it.
Impact. There you go. There you go. Fantastic. So yeah. Whew! We're going to be doing Series 4 next, I think.
We are indeed.
When that'll be, I'm unsure because Christmas is coming up.
Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming.
Step into Christmas. Step into Christmas.
Are you asking me to step in?
Step into Christmas. Step into yeah. Okay. Gavin and Stacey. Woo. Do you think there'll be another one? Do you think there'll be another Christmas special?
My gut says no. I know obviously Ruth Jones likes doing it, but I think the rate they have to pay James Corden is the prohibitive factor.
Yeah.
So maybe not. I really don't know.
I think James Corden has become too much of... I'm not going to even say it, because if I ever sit on his couch and he hears this, he'll be like, what the fuck? Yeah, I like
Can you foresee yourself in the situation going to James Corden's house and sitting on his sofa?
No, not on the late night couch.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if that ever happens, don't ever rule it out, Lewis, because you never know. One day you think, no, that'll never happen, and then you end up there, and then you're like, oh shit, he's playing an excerpt from a podcast that I did.
I think I would not go on James Gordon's show in the same way as I wouldn't want to get interviewed by Piers Morgan. I think it's one of those things that, I don't know.
That's where you and I differ, Lewis.
Right.
Because
you would invite the hostility into your life and the aggression.
Yeah. I would give Piers Morgan what for. You know, I would absolutely demolish that little slime.
I would think there are better things I can be doing with my time. I'm not going to change his mind on anything. He's an old man. He's set in his ways. It would be easier for me to just
you can't
do some good in the world outside of that.
You can't change his mind, but you can change the people that support him's minds, I guess.
Well, that was a terrible sentence, but yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, but...
Or I could just do some good in the world in general. Help somebody, give to a charity,
Oh,
volunteer, any of that sort of stuff.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but seriously, don't you think? Say you're spending 3 or 4 hours being interviewed by Piers Morgan, or you have to fly to America to be interviewed by Piers Morgan. The cost of a plane ticket, the cost of a night in a hotel, your time. Donate that money and time to a charity. Is that not a better use of your time?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if he wasn't like paying, like to get me over. If he was like, oh yeah, you need to pay your entire fucking flight. And what you'll be getting for me interviewing you is worth fuck all. It was like, Piers, you're not that good, mate. I'm not interested that much, you know. But yeah, no, I guess, Lewis wants to help people, and I want to
be angry
shout at people.
I want to donate to a charity. Fuck off.
Yeah, to each his own. To each. But I think we're well and truly done now because we're talking shit.
I think so. Yes.
Shall we do some shilling?
Yeah, let's shill.
Okay. We all have linktrees. Lewis's linktree is linktr.ee/Lewis_Brindley. Mine's is /ohirum. And the podcast is /shoutingintothevoid. There you will find our socials, our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram. Leave a like, leave a cheeky wee comment if you're feeling cheeky. And check us out for more awesome content. We also have a PayPal.
Flawless.
We also have a PayPal donate button where you can spare anything at all. And it would be greatly appreciated if you could. I know it's Christmas. Everyone's spending money on their own stuff, and with potentially more lockdown restrictions, things are going to be getting a little bit harder. So anything at all, even if it's a penny, we love you forever.
Indeed.
We also have Patreon, and we want to take the opportunity, as we do every week, to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons. Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
And Doogie.
Thank you, one and all. You really do make the podcast possible, and we love that you do. You allow us to do this ridiculous show that we love to do ridiculously, and honestly, it's just something that I love doing.
Yeah.
And so thank you for allowing us to keep it going and keep doing it and keep being involved with all these stupid things that we love to do. It really does mean the world. And really the other thing that allows us to do what we do is the wonderful Kez, the wonderful Right Side Yarns. We have a cheeky ad, don't we, Dan?
We do have a cheeky ad. Would you
it's
like
the
to hear it?
Ad.
Would you like
I'd
to
love
hear
to.
it,
Yes,
folks?
please.
Yeah, do it. Okay, calm down, everyone. Right, here we go.
Danny, I've got some amazing news.
Oh, really? What?
I'm going to make you a hat.
Thanks. But why?
Well, because Right Side Yarns, who sell beautiful and unique wool, have recently released a new range.
Oh, I've heard of them. Aren't they that fantastic Scottish business that sells high-quality hand-dyed products perfect for crafting with?
They certainly are, and they're sponsoring the show.
Really? Have they heard the show?
Yes, and apparently they like it. Kezia, the owner of the business, has given us a generous 15% off code for any of our listeners to use.
Is that why you've got Void 15 written in your hand?
It is! If you or any of our listeners would like to use the code, simply enter Void15 at checkout with a capital V.
Great! Where do I check out?
You can go to their website at rightsideyarns.co.uk or check them out on Instagram at Kezia_rightsideyarns.
Fantastic! This hat you're making me better be good. Wow! Wasn't...
That was amazing.
What? Do you know what I've just realised?
What?
We're going to have to let... because we're filming.
I know we're
it
gonna
as
have to
well.
put something up in that gap of like a picture of
We could put like
a ball of yarn or something.
Yeah,
a logo that works.
Yeah, the logo. Yeah, amazing. Oh,
there we go. We figured it out, guys.
Just hitting it out the. Okay, yeah. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. It is Christmas now. Get your jumpers, get your tote bags, get your mugs, get your socks, get whatever you fucking need for Christmas, because Christmas is a very nice time where we all can be ill and have hot chocolate and eat.
Is that on the plan?
Well, it isn't my plan. I'm fucking stuffed to the gunnels with illness.
So you're still ill?
Of course I'm still ill. I'm
like 3 weeks.
Lewis, I'm fucking ground zero for this shit. It all started here. I'm just I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm still ill in one form or another, you know? Just doesn't seem to leave me alone. But yeah. And last but certainly not least, we are partnered with an amazing company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are true.
Indeed I am. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a wonderful company run by my wonderful wife, in which they crochet all sorts of things. And if you want to keep up with that side of the world, you can go to @Number 12 Crochet Avenue on Instagram. You can check out what they're doing. It's some really good stuff over there. So give them a cheeky follow, a cheeky like, a cheeky subscribe, if you can do such a thing on Instagram, and take a look. That would mean the world. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Indeed. See? We're nailing it. We're getting better at this every time, you know.
We are. I've memorised it now. I don't even need to look at it anymore.
Wow.
So
that's what nearly 100 episodes will do to you.
Exactly. Nearly 100 now.
Yeah, well.
Well, there you go. But folks, I think that's us.
It certainly is.
We're going to keep to this formula, see how we like it, see how we do. Series after series after series. Maybe we'll actually finish Doctor Who for once. Instead of doing 3 seasons in over a year. So I don't know, but yeah, we'll keep you posted, and we'll see you, hear you, smell you, give you chocolate next time.
Chocolate. Indeed we will. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.